Hey peeps and Ganguza, so great to be here. I am super excited to have with me today my good friend and colleague from VoiceZam, Bob Merkel. Hey Bob, thanks so much for joining me.
And pleasure to be with you. As always, you're looking lovely.
Why, thank you. So Bob, I wanted to bring you here to talk to my peeps about your product, VoiceZam. I have been a fan of VoiceZam for, gosh, at least 6 years. And I have been using it on my websites, and I wanted to know if you could catch me up on the latest and greatest of what's happening at VoiceZam. And for the peeps that are not familiar with your product, maybe we could just kind of go through an overview of features, and you guys will see exactly why I love this product.
Would love to do that. Let me share my screen, and we'll get rolling. And Ann, I appreciate, again, you having me out, or having me on with your peeps. Hi, VO peeps. I remember Ann talking about her visions at the conferences we've been at years ago, and it's come to fruition, and it's just so great to be here. So anyway, let's talk about VoiceZam. VoiceZam is a different way to present your demo, and different in a good way, and I'm going to explain exactly how that works. So VoiceZam was designed, I'm a former producer, and it was designed for a producer's workflow. And here's why that's important. I'm going to play this demo. This demo is actually from Bob Sauer, who is he's let me use these demos graciously. I'm going to play this first track.
It's shiny, it's blue, and it's beautiful. Okay. Blue Sky from American Express, the #1 prescribed
track. Now that's how a lot of people think producers listen to demos. And unfortunately, it is the way they do it with a traditional demo. When they hear the first track and they hear the first 4 or 5 or 6 seconds, they like Bob Sauer's voice, but they don't like that delivery. They want to move on. They want to jump to the next one. So what do? Well, they click
allergy medicine.
Watch the Super Bowl. Try to find it. VoiceZam solves this. So here's the same demo with VoiceZam, and I'm a ADD producer, and I like Bob's voice, but I want to go to the second track. So watch what happens.
It's shiny.
I like that.
It's blue.
What else can you do?
And the #1 prescribed allergy medicine is...
So watch the Super Bowl on Sunday, but until then, catch the...
The legend is real.
I think I like this.
So watch the Super Bowl on Sunday.
See what happens? You've just saved them time, and everybody loves it when you save time. So this linear playback, this traditional playback is kind of outdated. This is more like albums and tracks, or CD players and tracks, or your MP3 player and tracks. That's what people are used to. That's what producers love. So this is the basis of VoiceZam. Everything you're going to hear about today is from what I call a read-based demo presentation. That's read-based. And producers love it, and that's how VoiceZam is different. So let's move on. I also want to show you what VoiceZam is like on the back end. And when I say back end, you have the front end, which I'm going to use Ann's lovely website, Automotive to show you. Here's the player on the front end. This is what the producers are seeing. Now you're seeing a different style of player. This is our vertical style, but it still has
$1. It's not
all the VoiceZam technology built into it.
You know, Bob, what I've always loved about this, and what I always tell my students, is that it's also a visual representation. Not only can you jump from track to track quickly, but it's a visual representation of all the spots within your demo. And it's something that if people are not playing or clicking play or hunting around for a specific type of spot, they could say, oh, let's hear what her Lincoln spot sounds like, or let's hear. I've actually had people come to me and say, can you please give me the voice that you have on your Ford F-150 spot? And it really makes it so easy for them to get from one spot to the next spot really quickly and visually see, especially if it's something that they identify with. So maybe it's a Ford dealer looking at my website. They're like, oh, let's listen to her Ford spot. So it makes it super easy for people to find and play, and boom, hire, which is what I love.
And what you've identified is how VoiceZam now allows you, the talent, to give the listener a reference to go to. So when you see a linear demo, I mean, you say, well, it's about 33 seconds in, or just listen. But now you can say, I want to hear the Lincoln spot.
When they inspire the journey,
automotive spot, and you can say, okay, go to my demo. It's on my website, or I'll send it to you. Go to my Lincoln spot. Exactly. And a lot of people, they listen with their eyes. So they go, oh, okay, so here, Lexington,
Mm-hmm.
Let's go for an elegant infinity spot.
Right.
They're doing there. So, and what they're doing unknowingly is they're playing around in your demo longer. So they can, if they want to hear the last spot, they can. And it gives them, what you're doing is you're taking the control out of your hands. That's okay. And putting it in their hands. They get to go and listen to what they want to listen to. So anyway, that is the VoiceZam Player, the essence of it. Oh, and by the way, let's say they love this Infinity Q60 and they want to take it to the boardroom with their client. You just hit download, it comes down, it's labeled Anganguza Infinity Q60. They take that to the boardroom. They don't have to be fiddling through the traditional spot, so you get it. And they can download the full demo if they need the traditional spot. Anyway, I got to slow down a little bit because I'm talking too fast. So here's the back end. So what we were just looking at is Ann's automotive. Is it this one, Ann? No?
Actually, you were looking at the auto. Under
auto, where's
like
auto? There it is. Okay. Yep. So see all these spots here? They line up with Ann's spots here. And why that's important is if I change it, or if Ann changes anything, if she adds a spot or renames it or something like that, resequence it, it immediately updates on her website. So there's no website maintenance. And that makes
makes lots of people happy.
Because who knows how to update websites? You got to call the web developer. You got to wait, and they're going to charge you.
You know, Bob, I have a lot of students who, if they're beginners and they're just starting with me and they got a demo with me, they don't necessarily have a website. So do you have something that can help them, like a player that can help them address that, or a page?
We just released something recently, which is included in the base price of VoiceZam, and that is what we call, the working title is a talent profile page. And so let's use Ann's political demo here. And I'm going to click on this right here, and I'm going to create a tracking code, because this creates Zamtistics, which we'll talk about in a second. I'm going to go to, you send that out in an email, they click on it, here's what they see.
Oh, wow.
So I have targeted a political demo.
That's like a page. Like an entire page, Bob.
An entire page. You're targeting that demo, but look at it. You have all your other demos here if they want to look at it. You have all your contact information here if they want to look at that. You have all your video work here as well. It is a condensed single page vertical scroll talent profile. So you have basically handed them your media business card over the internet, and they can go where they want now. So
that's a great first web page for anybody, I think, that's starting out. Wow.
Let's say you're just starting out, you don't even have a website yet, and you're trying to make up your mind about the graphics or the design, or you're working with a web developer. Jump on VoiceZam, you have this page immediately for the base cost. And so you can start sending out your demos today, and that's really what this is used for, to push your demos into producers' ears. So that's called our talent profile page. One more interesting thing about it is if you have video, you can actually target specific videos. So I'll do this, go here. This is what they click on. Scrolls down to the video, and up pops that video and starts playing.
Oh, wow.
So it's a one shot, almost like straight shot, into your video.
Hi, I'm Anganguza. So
you're targeting. So that's called our talent profile page. The other thing you can do with this, which I think is pretty cool, is let's say, and I think you just did this political demo, right?
Yes, it's a recent demo.
Yeah, so I'm going to click this again, and I'm going to put in, let's put in Facebook Tracker, all right? I'm going to create a link. I'm going to go to my Facebook page. Now let's say this is Ann's Facebook page. I'm going to enter that link, hit return, and this is what you get when you post it. I'm going to share it. This goes up in your Facebook, what do they call it? Timeline, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And so people see this, buyers see it, your peers see it. When they click on it, watch what happens. Jumps right to
Ana Maria Ramos comes from good stock. She's an
political demo.
Wow.
And they have everything else they can look at. So now you've done this on social media. LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all compatible with this process that I just showed you. So if you want to get your demos out there, you've got 4 major channels that you can push all your demos out using that profile page. So it's a great feature included with VoiceZam in the base price. Let's see. Oh, I was going to show you Zamtistics. So when buyers are clicking on your demos and they're listening to reads, how do you know? Right now it's send and play, right? You send out your demo, you hope it gets heard, maybe you hear back, maybe not. VoiceZam gives you the ability to see analytics of what's been played, when it was played, how long it was played, where it was played, what platform it was played. So here's Ann. Somebody in Newton, New Jersey played her Zam link, and it was yesterday? They played it from a desktop. They started with her more commercial category. They played an Audi spot. They listened 8 out of 10 seconds. Then they jumped to her IVR. Then they jumped to explainer. And you can see actually how long they listened. Now, why is this important? The first important thing, which I think is really important, is it gives you some feedback. You get some emotional props from knowing that people are listening to your demo. It also gives you incentive. So we give you a little tracking line here, and Ann needs to work on this a little bit. So we want this line to be going up, meaning you're sending out your demos, you're getting a lot of playbacks. It's a numbers game, folks. The more times you hear people hear your reads get played, you're going to get bookings. It just happens that way. So that's Zamtistics. We also give you a cool little map. I can show you where in the world Ann Ganguza has been heard. And so she's covering the coast very well.
A lot of East Coast there.
Yeah, a lot of East Coast, a couple LAs, some in Washington. So again, it just gives you an idea of your ubiquitous coverage over the map.
Well, it's nice because otherwise I would have no idea who played my demo on my website or what spot they listened to.
And the other thing is, let's say you start off your demo with a certain read and you're finding that people are dropping off your demo right after the first read. Well, maybe something's wrong with that read. You need to move it down in the sequence or put something else more traditional there. So the last thing I'll show you is, this is fairly new. So VoiceZam you need to have your demo broken up in VoiceZam. That's not a bad thing because it gives you all this granularity of playback and it puts the power back into the producer's listeners' hands and ears. So it's pretty daunting to think, how am I going to break my demo up? I can do some editing, but how do I do that? Well, we have a built-in editor called Twisted Wave. And so here's Twisted Wave. And if I was Ann, let's say I got a new demo, and let's say it's called, I don't know, my new demo. Some kind of genre that she's familiar with or has a new demo on. I choose a file. And again, I'm just going to grab a Bob Sauer commercial just as an example. I'm going to upload and edit. So if you're familiar with Twisted Wave, you're going to feel right at home. But if you're not, we have a tutorial that shows you exactly how to do this. And really what it comes down to is you put a marker down at the front, you find all the transitions in your demo. And what I mean by transition is where are the breakpoints between each of your tracks. And it's really easy. You just
Kids' worst allergies.
And you move it back.
Leave kids' worst.
You can zoom in a little bit. You can zoom out. And the last thing you do is you put another marker back here. And what I've done is that I've created what are called regions. Here's my first track, my second track, my third track. And I've done it audibly, so I know where they're going to be broken up. As soon as I hit, I won't do it, Ann. I'm tempted to, but I won't. I hit submit the process. It's going to go back to VoiceZam, create that demo, and load all those reads just like you see them here. Let's, where's the automotive narration? Like if there were 5 reads, you'd see all 5 in here. Then all you do is you just title them, put them online, lock up your demo, they're live. That's how easy. So the time from when you get a traditional demo, let's say you just worked with a producer, and you get it online live is probably 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes, depending on how familiar you are with Twisted Wave. So that's the latest and greatest. There's a lot more that I'd love to talk about it, but I just thought I'd hit the highlights of where we're at right now.
Good stuff, Bob. So, guys, I have a gift to give to you. So if you guys are interested in trying out VoiceZam, I am offering you a month free. And you can do that by going to the VO Peeps webpage. Bob, if you wouldn't mind going to VO Peeps and clicking on my little link down below, where it says also awesome. You guys can get a free month. it'll go around in the little circle
It's
there.
right here. It's coming. It's coming.
It's coming. Next.
coming.
I think it's next.
One more.
There you go. Click on
that.
VoiceZam, and you'll get my special promotion where you can get a month of the VoiceZam Player for free to try it out. So, yeah, don't be a robot.
Please don't be a robot.
Don't be a
There you
robot.
go.
But you guys, if you want to try it, I love it. Again, I think it's super important when you're trying to get your demo out there. You want to make it as easy as possible for people to hire you after listening and seeing the spots on your demo. And I think VoiceZam is the ticket that can help you to do that, as well as creating a really cool initial page. That's great, Bob. You didn't have that years ago, so that's really cool. I love having the landing page for your demo. And so those of you that don't necessarily have a page right now, or you're getting one built for you, you can distribute your demo like this. So good stuff, Bob. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Pleasure to be with you all. And I hope to see you again sometime.
All right, guys. Take care. Thanks so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.